Check. 1 2 1 2. Vader Games in the building. I hope my levels are good. I hope you can hear me and everything's nice and clean. I'm your host, Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. We got another episode of CIA. We got a lot to talk about. I hope there's no echo. Kind of hearing the echo right now, but hopefully that's just on my end. First things first, my peoples come first. My people that are here, no longer here, thought of and always remembered. We got a show. And like always, this is CIA. So let me actually adjust that. Maybe that'll clean things up. This is CIA. And if you're new, if you're unfamiliar, CIA is Citeh or Citeh Intelligent Agendas, however you want to pronounce it. If you want to say City Intelligent Agendas, that's all fine. But we've got a unique show, and unique in two ways, because this is probably going to be the shortest show I've got to do. It's holiday season. There's a little bit of running around, and it's the last day of school, so a couple things are kind of messing up my flow. But and I apologize for being late. But what we got going on is a conversation with regards to this. You saw the thumbnail. You saw, maybe you're here because notifications. Maybe you're here because of a GC. However you're here, thank you. And let me make sure I got this open as well, so I know what's going on. Every show, I like to shout out the very first person to take their time to be like, Vader, you know what? I'm not missing a show. And if I catch a show live, I'm in the comments. All right. The very first person to show love, to be like, Vader, I got you, Vader. Let's have the combo. This show in particular, my girl RK in the building. The girl RK in the building. She goes, here we go again. What a crazy announcement. And I got Bella Mo in the building. You know what it is. Hello, Vader. Thank you so very much. Listen, this is CIA. I don't do CIA by myself. Sometimes, depending on whether the agents are on assignment, whether they got other things to do, whether they're dealing with some reconnaissance, sometimes I got to do the show solo. But this show in particular, I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to be blessed to at least have one agent coming to the mix. And I got to intro them properly. I got to intro that guest properly. Did they change? Oh, StreamYard changed a few things up. So let me intro this guest properly. Agent to join us happens to be a quality agent. I enjoy everyone's perspective. I look forward to hearing what he has to say. Agent Kim in the building. What it do, Kim? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Ready for tomorrow.
Ready.
Hoping for it tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day everything will change. Like we say every match.
I know, right? We've been saying that for a while. I agree with you. Let me probably change the background. We've been saying things.
Sooner or later, it will change.
Eventually, It's got to, right? It's got to.
Yeah,
but
I think
we're gonna have a lot to combo. A lot's happened since last Thursday, because obviously last Thursday we talked about the Derby, preview a little bit. The game's obviously played out. We're now coming post-match. We're going to have to talk about some of the things we're hearing, players' availability, how it looks for us traveling away to Aston Villa. But I want to say this. As a City fan, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised by the reaction of many City fans. And when I say that, there were City fans early on a few of my shows that said, Vader, calm down. Listen, you don't have to necessarily look at the squad as things are going to be so poor. Look at what Arsenal have kind of done. Look at what Liverpool have kind of done. Look at Chelsea. Like, feel good with how we're going into the season. A lot of fans were telling me to calm down. Everything's cool. It's not a crisis. No need to panic. Those same fans that were giving me advice to calm down, I'm seeing them lose their minds. I'm seeing them go back and talk about 3 years ago with regards to players and transfers and things of that nature. I'm also noticing that a portion of the fan base that were telling me, and I'm going to get to the comments, thank you so very much for being part of the show. Also, the portion of the fan base that said, City gave us a trouble. I'm good. I don't need anything for the next 2-3 years. As long as we, remain City, as long as we still try to look to to compete, I'm calm. They've given me more than I could ever imagine for. And those same fans said that and doubled down on it last year with the four-peat. I could never, ever in my wildest dreams, main road days, never thought of a four-peat. And to see how they were so calm, so content with what the club gave them that they never thought of, to how they're reacting now, I'm like, what is going on here? How are these same fans that were saying, you know what, we've been given the world, this is amazing, now talking about it's a disgrace, it's absolutely unforgivable, people need to lose their heads? Like, it's wild to me. So we're gonna have that convo and a few others, but as I go to the comments, Bella goes, tomorrow is scary. Bella, listen, Bella, for myself, actually, Kim, I'm not too sure what your time zone is, but for myself, the game's gonna be 7:30 tomorrow morning. 7:30 tomorrow morning is the time that I'll be catching the game. So when you say it's gonna be scary, it's gonna be scary because it is setting up my weekend. It's the first thing I'm gonna do tomorrow morning. It's setting up my entire weekend. So we're gonna get into it, and actually, we're gonna work in reverse. We're gonna talk about what's up and coming, and then we'll deal less with this terrible United team that were able to beat us, right? But let's talk about this upcoming game, Aston Villa. This news, Kim. This news about Ruben Diaz being out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, how was that? Was that a gut punch? How did you? What was your reaction when you heard that news?
My reaction was, here we go again. I mean, it's just like an endless cycle right now, because the thing is that I was surprised. I was like, oh, not again. And then at the same time, I just couldn't help but laugh. It was just, what else? Of course, it's something. It had to be something. It couldn't just be Stones and Akanji back. That's it. We're done.
Right.
Now we're moving really forward. No. We let's take out one more.
There had to be a wrinkle. They had to throw something in the mix. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this. I really, really feel that the football gods are throwing us a bunch of wrenches just to see if we can handle it. And how good can we handle it?
I like
really, really feel that.
I like that. Kim, I like that. And I'm gonna get to the comments. I see you in the building, and I'm gonna bring you I'll bring your comment forward just shortly. But Kim, I like how you posed that. And even when I spoke about earlier, right? We had a portion of the fan base that said this club's given me unimaginable wonders and memories and fantastic moments, to saying, you know what, we could be out of it for a couple of years. I'm calm with it. I've had amazing memories. Then there was also the fan base that said, listen, it's not as doom and gloom. Look at the strength of our squad. Look at what we could do compared to our opponents this season. It's nothing to really fly off the handle with. As you said, the football gods are challenging not only us, but those same fans that were telling us, hey, everything's kind of calm. We'll go with the punches. I don't need a trophy this season. The same fans are being tested with regards to, you said you'd gotten everything that you needed. If you were going to have an off year or two, okay, let me see how honest, how truthful you were when you said all that. The football gods are testing all of these fans. They're testing all of them to be like, what do you built? What are you built on? Are you built on just waffling and talking out of one thing, and when times are tough, you're bailing? Or are you really about, you know what? I trust that we're going to get back to it. It's a terrible, terrible circumstance. Like we just mentioned, we got news, Akanji, Stones on their way back. Look, Stones on the bench the other game. Everything's looking kind of hopeful, to then another gut punch, Ruben Diaz, our leader defensively, being out. Well, let's see really what you're all about. Let's see whether you can really back what you've been saying. I think it's really calming for me, and I trigger a lot of rival fans. I trigger some of the guys in the group chat, because they think, oh, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but like, oh, Vader, your whole calm demeanor, we see through it. We know that's all an act. It really isn't, because I'm not looking at things with just I'm not just taking a picture in the moment and making my decision, or having my emotions where they're at. I'm looking at how things have been from the very beginning of the season till now. And I'm looking at what is the reason or what are the many reasons to why we're at. I'm not going to solely put this on any manager. I'm not going to solely put this on any player. I'm not going to solely put this on even the board with regards to how they dealt with some ins and outs with regards to players. I'm looking at all of it and I'm saying, you know what? To a man, to a person, to a woman, you have to be looking at the medical staff need to do you know what? Let's review. What did we get wrong over the last year or two? What did we get right? The board with regards to ins and outs, player signings, scouting, those decisions. They got to look plus and minuses, how they performed, and reassess. Pep, obviously, he's going to have to do a self-check of himself. What could I have done better? And we know that all of them do this. Players themselves will probably have to think about, you know what? How do I better understand my own fitness? Yeah, how I may feel, but how I best understand myself with regards to my availability for international play, my availability to say I'm ready to come back and play. All those things, because it's not just one domino. Rodri was a domino that maybe kicked everything off because of how important he was. Of course, a Ballon d'Or being out, that's going to have that type of impact. But there's so many factors to why we're at. And I had to title it this way. I had to title this show because I hope it gives our fan base that understanding and perspective. And let me bring my girl DC to the stage. Sorry, 1 second, Kim. She goes, "Hi all. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Please do so." DC's in the building. She's reminding you guys in the chat, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. And again, if you know other City fans that happen to be losing their minds, if you have some City fans that need to kind of hear something with regards to like, hey, I have this perspective, send them over, share this channel, share this vid. Much appreciated. But we honestly need to calm the heck down. This is the biggest challenge ever for a 4P EPL team. Like this is
we're the first 4PL team anyway. That's
what I'm saying. It's an experiment. It's like the first people to climb Mount Everest. It's like the first people to go to Antarctica. It's like the first to do whatever. It's an experiment. It's like it's trial and error. There's some things you're just like, damn, didn't expect this poor weather. Didn't expect these players to kind of go down like this. Didn't expect, even with regards to some of the tactical decisions or instructions on what Pep may have thought players were capable of. Because there's all micro errors that happen within a game, and it's not just one thing. I think this challenge is something that's not only challenging the club, but it's challenging the fan base. And unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of fan bases, a large portion of our fan base showing that they don't got the toughness for it.
The stomach.
They don't have the stomach for it. Let me see Donna in the building. She goes, "Wagwan, Mr. Vader." Good looking out, Donna. Thanks for being on the show. She goes on to say, "Mr. Vader, your new guest is very good looking, man." All right, Kim. I think Kim hears that a lot. So I mean, he hears that a lot. So
appreciate it. Of course, always nice to hear that.
And who else we got here? Trivet in the building. Sup, buddy? Yo, listen. It's one of those. We just got terrible news about Ruben Diaz being out for 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously, he put in a very, very good defensive stint in the United game. When he's back, there seems to just be a calmness. Like there seems to be an accountability that goes out there. Donna, I don't believe that Kim is available on CIA. It's business first, nothing personal. So you'll have to try to find him on maybe another platform and inquire. But here, this is CIA business. We got to talk CIA. But when it comes down to Ruben Diaz missing, that hurts us. Because now let's think about who our starting 11 is going to be, but even what our back four is going to be versus Aston Villa. Like this is the thing that's. Go ahead.
No, I think that in regards to tomorrow's game, the good thing is, of course, yes, we have Stones and we have Akanji and we also have Rico Lewis. So I wouldn't be surprised if he would put Stones, Akanji, and Rico Lewis and probably Guardiola on the left sorry, on the right no, he plays left. Yeah, left. Sorry.
Yeah, this is what's hurt Kim, but
As
as you say that, Kim, as you say that, this is what hurts me, man. It hurts me because we are just getting back Stones and Akanji. And it's not even like,
I know.
it's not even like we can ease them into the game. It's not like they can maybe come on
No,
as
I
a
agree.
sub to manage minutes. It's like boom, right into the fire.
They just have
So
to be rushed in,
yeah,
you
they're gonna
know,
be rushed
and
in and
that's
I'm gonna be nervous the
we
entire game.
know. I believe if it's one thing I do believe is that we can whichever way we set up for tomorrow.
Hmm.
I believe that either we're going to win or we're going to lose.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, so
of course, that's a kind of a. But my
we
thing
lose
is
we
sometimes it's
either
more
win or
that
lose, no draw.
either
There's
way
no
we
draw, you're
sit.
saying.
Yeah, I don't think so. It all
Okay.
depends on how are we able to confront this with whomever we are playing tomorrow. Yes, we're going to have to rush Stones in instead of ease them. You know, with basically by not being able to ease them in like we normally or Pep normally wants to do,
Hmm.
we end up challenging that expect that they could be again injured for next week for all we know because they have to go out there playing just out of the bed, pretty much. And
Right.
that's the bad thing. But again, at the same time, if we can just one second, um,
Yeah.
if we can build on it, then of course that would be the best thing.
I
So
agree. I think we have to play who's available.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, there's no sympathies from
I
any
just excuse
rival.
me for 1 second. I just have to get
Yeah,
something
no,
for
you're
my
good.
son.
No, no,
So
no, you're
I'll be
good.
right
You're
back.
good. Yeah, no problem. I think it's just a matter of us having to make do with what we have available, and it's very similar. And I said this. Whose channel was I on? I think I was on Egal's channel, and I was like, I I actually think, and it might have been American Waffle as well, Staffy TV. But I was saying like Liverpool fans of all fan bases should really understand what we're going through. And yeah, I did say it on Staffy TV because the United fans got triggered. It's when you've played for so many consecutive games and so late in the season, there's an accumulation. And Mike Daz, Hussam will be the first to tell you their fall off or their injury plagued season after going to the final day with regards to trying to win the league, going to the final day or almost or near perfect to have won the league, and to have that drop off the following year was difficult in itself. And you can imagine that they did that after one season, or if you want to look at it, 2 seasons, winning the UCL, then winning the Prem. So 2 seasons of going full tilt to then that same thing happened to a Manchester City where it was Prem, treble, four-peat again. Like those 4 years, the accumulation, it's added up, it's hit. And Thriving is absolutely right. We're injuries FC right now because of that accumulation, in my opinion. Good looking out, Blue Heart. Thank you so very much. Hit that like button, everybody in the building. I mean, it's more than PTSD. It's more than PTSD. And it's like there's that with regards to maybe the challenge with regards to City, but then there's also recognizing how hard his club fought to get there and the toll it took. The toll it took on the players. The players
I
had
think
full out physically and mentally. There is it. And that's hit again.
yeah.
I'm not asking for any sympathy. We're not going to get it. But I'm giving that understanding to these players that have put like the players that you have there behind you. You got Ake and you got Rodri. Those players, whenever available, played, and they played
Oh yeah.
all out. Right? Ake doesn't really get that kind of recognition because of times where he's been out. But when he was healthy in that trouble season, that trouble year, huge. And even when you think about it, there was rumors of him going to Chelsea that same year, and he remained on and I think, had his best year for us. So these players, physically, mentally, it's catching up to them. The fact that
I
they got to play
yeah.
so much, and I'm going to emphasize this as it comes down to Holland. Holland has been available, yes. Holland's now getting, in my opinion, is getting overly criticized for his lack of pressing or his overall movement. I get it. I get it. Obviously, you want more out of the player, but he has not been able to have an off day. He hasn't been able, like, there's a threshold. These players aren't freaking robots. Some of these fans that want to talk about, oh, he should be doing more, he should be doing that. But if he's going to be asked to press every game and he doesn't have the luxury of, of maybe going full tilt, hit that red line in terms of RPMs. Because if he gets injured, we are royally screwed. Then it is like there is no answer. There's no substitution for him. Like, so whether it's him, whether he's got to play a little conservative to make sure that he's available for each and every game, that's the unfortunate part that we're in. So I'm not going overboard with regards to overly criticizing the players. Blue Heart goes,
I think we need to. I think also that we need to. Gary Neville said something here after the Derby game, and I think we have to remember, because he's right on, the fact that we did the the team has been fighting for 4 seasons and won 4 seasons in a row,
yeah,
and a treble on top of that. The wall was bound to happen sooner or later, no matter what, and I think that we are being overly. Sometimes I think we as fans, or some of our fans, are being overly hard on and blaming players that really don't deserve it.
yeah.
The same way that we lost against Juve, you can't just put putting all the blame on Walker for our loss on that game when we didn't even score. We did not even score a goal. You can't just blame Walker on that one either.
No, no. There's a lot of blame to go around.
Oh yeah, and in the Derby game, Nunes was playing in an unusual role for himself, and he was trying to make the best out of it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, United was able to take advantage and get a free goal. Unfortunately, again.
No, I agree.
But it happens. But
yeah. Let me mention this comment here from Blue Heart. He goes, "We find ourselves swimming against a very strong injury and fitness tide. The current is harder for us to get out of than any of us thought." That's exactly right. And you know what, Blue Heart?
Yeah.
The shots that we're taking, right? The agendas the narratives that are coming out from any of the rivals right now, it's rightfully so. That's what they're supposed to do, but it's short-sighted, because this is the outcome of any club that looks to win everything. This is the outcome where you're going to have to try, and it's such a fine balance. It's such a, like any type of maybe explosive type chemistry. You got to be so specific. You got to be so precise, because it's volatile. It's volatile with regards to going for everything, keeping players healthy, keeping players motivated, keeping players wanting to also give and take. Because in a club, in a system that you're going to try and play for everything, that same player can't play in every competition. That same player needs to understand that they are going to have rotation, that they are going to maybe play in a position or playing roles that aren't for them. And that is such a challenge that no managers had to have. No manager. And I'm going to do my homework. This is CIA. We do things intelligently over here. I'm going to go back. Because United fans are they're all guarding. They're all guarding. We need to protect Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy from this city. They've done something that we haven't done. I'm going to go and see whether the league games, as well as the international games, as well as all of these other competitions that have come up, whether when United had to do it back in the day, or any defending three-peat, or the only four-peat, and let's go back to were those three-peat winners back in the day, how congested was their schedule, right? Let's go back and look at all of that. We'll go back and look at all of that. I see you in the comments. Let me go. Blue Heart, I'm hoping Santa brings Bob back for the new year, and our injury list finds a couple more players under the tree for January. listen, if Santa needs to bring Manchester City a lot, and it'll be interesting to see who's kind of healthy over that spell. I can't even go. I can't even think that far, Blue Heart. I'm not gonna lie. This Aston Villa game's got me stressed. My man Rax in the building. Rax, I noticed you weren't on. Probably busy with holiday stuff, but I noticed we didn't catch up over Egal show. CIA for life. You know what it is. You know what it is. Thank you so very much for being in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna exchange some notes. Some of the learnings that you obviously had when you had your injury spell. You saw how some of the players were kind of like on empty a little bit with regards to their pursuit. Because I think I'm facing a lot of that at a different degree over here. But obviously, it means more of it Liverpool. So we'll talk about that, Rex. Thrivent, my prediction: loss versus Villa, draw versus Everton, win versus Leicester. One of each. I don't like it. I want to start with a win, but I'm being greedy, and I'm being greedy because I want to see. And honestly, I've said this. It's going to sound cliche. All I want to see is fight. This is a free hit season for me. I'm not joking. It's a free hit season, based off of who's available, based off of the availability of these players. I'm looking at this as a free hit. Top 4, ooh. Domestic trophy, ooh. I'm gonna take it because full strength, even partially full strength, I'm like, oh, let's go. But this, Ruben Diaz out, gonna rush back. Stone's gonna rush back Akanji. Nah, it's the long game here. We need to make sure we're top 4. That's what we got to do. Now, also this United game also bothered me and pissed me off going into this week, because they're so trash. United are so bad. What are they ranked? 13th? They're so bad. And the way we surrendered those goals to them is like our mistakes. Another thing is when we're in this form, I didn't want it to be even worse losing to these guys. But these guys are hype. United fans are hype. That's why they're so annoying. They hype up the smallest things. They say they're mighty United, but they honestly, the way they act with regards to winning, they act like a small club. They do. They really do. Blue Vader, I have to admit, I'd like Pep to change his attacking style just a little in this blip we are having. I hear that. Keep the defense defending for me and let the mid and attack do the attacking and pressing. I hear it. Not commit as much forward with regards to the defense. Yeah, it's going to be interesting with regards to what he does, because I think when we lack the connection and the speed in the midfield, we're really vulnerable. But also at the same time, because we play so high up, I'm okay with the high line. I just don't, like you, Blue Heart, I don't want our left back and right back or full back or however you want to categorize them. I don't want them pushing. I don't want them pushing up too much because it's too much for them to track back. I yell my brains out when it's Rico up there or when it's Walker. I'm like, no, because I also want them to kind of read. If we lose possession, you need to be here. But it's one of those. Now,
as long as Stones and Akanji are usually fairly good to not go too far over the
centrally,
line.
They're pretty good at staying there.
Along with Diaz too, they're fairly good at staying in place. Quote unquote.
And honestly, honestly, it's about staying close proximity to whoever you're defending against, and it really depends on the accuracy of the pass over top or getting ran through, which is the troubling part, because if a defender has to run and track their attacking player that's running in position, but then there's a midfielder running with the ball with no one else he's already outnumbered. It's disadvantage. Actually, I am so very sorry, everybody in the chat. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Kim, I actually have to apologize for this. I'm gonna have to leave. Like you, I just got a note saying I gotta go tackle something family wise. This
Yeah.
is an abrupt short show. I do want to continue to talk about this game. I do want to talk about the players available, and I want to do a little bit of a preview going into the Aston Villa in detail. So, Kim, thank you for being on the show. Everybody in the chat, thank you for doing so as well. Please hit that like button. CIA temporary interruption break, but I will be back with Kim and other agents moving forward. I'm gonna deal with your comments as well on the next show. Thank you so very much, Blue Heart. I hear you. I hear what you're saying with regards to defense. Trust me, 100%. And he goes, true.
Oh,
Centrally, we stay back, but when that's when we get dragged out of position, and they're usually our quickest players. And trust me, yeah, I'm with you, Blue Heart. But
yeah.
everybody in the chat, thank you so very much. Will we be back? Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're watching it on the replay, drop a comment. I interact with those as well. But blessed to each and every one of you. I'm Vader Games. This is
Thank
Kim.
you.
CIA
Yes.
will be back.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care,
All right.
guys.
See you. Bye.